Masters Table. Masters Table.
Master elements.
Masters Table. Masters Table.
Racism, white supremacy is a dynamic system for the ultimate purpose of white genetic survival on the planet. White supremacy.
You are in an evil system, a system that is designed deliberately to produce evil thoughts, to produce animosity, to produce violence.
Introduction to African civilizations and man-garden civilization.
Masters Table. Masters Table.
Master elements.
Masters Table. Masters Table.
Master elements.
We dedicate lives to the study of history.
They didn't tell us that if you give up the man, you're going to take one of these things and it's worse and it will destroy your nation.
The right way is clearly distinct from error.
Racism is a competitive relationship between groups of people who are competing for the ownership and control of resources, wealth, and power.
It's the Ticket Plug. We've been running an online ticket business for over a decade, and now we've created an easy way for you to do the same thing through our private ticket resale community. Joining our community will give you a way to flip your bread and generate profit income consistently. We provide you with all the tools, training, and resources needed to start your life-changing online ticket business. Zero experience needed. To join our ticket resale community, go to thetickettrap.com. Again, go to thetickettrap.com. That's thetickettrap.com.
And those Africans have to be organized to fight for their liberation.
GW Apparel, a clothing that speaks. Something for the kings, something for the queens. Visit uptsites.com and use promo code SLDG22 and receive 11% off your order. Peace.
Yeah, like that. Let's see what's in the God's mind. Listen.
All right, peace family. What's going on? We are here. Welcome to another episode of Sincere Love, the Godcast. I am the God, Sincere Love, and I am here with my lovely co-host, Nicety Girl. This is the Black Business Showcase. So welcome, family. Welcome to another great one. We got another good one ahead for y'all. But as y'all coming in here, of course, we need y'all to hit that like button. Share this out on your social media platforms. Let everybody know that we are live. Subscribe to us if you haven't already done so. Subscribe to us at Godcast Enterprises right here on YouTube, as well as Sincere Love the God on YouTube. We do this every Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Pacific Time, where we bring on business owners and entrepreneurs and chop up some good game about business. So, of course, we got another dynamic guest coming on for y'all tonight. But got to do a little check to see how everybody's doing real quick before we do that. So how's everybody doing?
Right, who's in the chat? What's good, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Black Business Showcase. Y'all know this is my favorite of all the things that we do on this channel. The Black Business Showcase is my favorite thing to do, and I'm super excited about our guests because I'm eager to learn. So yeah.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So before we get started, got to remind everybody that we got Volume 2 of our children's book coming very soon. Volume 2 of Seven the Super Hey Rule. The second volume is going to be called Seven's Big Chop. So it's about Seven getting his first haircut and really taking you through his whole hair journey up until the point where he gets the first haircut and all of that. Nice, fun story filled with a lot of educational stuff. lot of cultural relevant stuff. You know what I'm saying? Clean
Yes.
fun for kids. So y'all definitely going to want to look out for that. And in the meantime, you could go ahead over to godcastbooks.com and order volume 1, 7 the Super Hey Rule Volume 1. That's Seven's Big Move. That's available right now. So you definitely want to get that for your kids, nieces, nephews, not BPL Drizzy.
My son did that on purpose, by the way.
Tell Ty Weezy he gonna give me a damn copyright strike.
Right.
Messing around. All right. So yeah, we got a dope guest coming up for y'all tonight. Do I got a bio? I don't have a bio.
I have a bio. It's in the Of course, I have a bio.
You read the bio then. I wasn't prepared.
I'll read the bio. Well, then I'll go ahead and do that. It is actually on my Instagram page. So tonight we have our dynamic guest. On Instagram, he goes by @_poetic, but on here he goes by Ketter. A passionate creator and entrepreneur, he's always been drawn to the power of visual storytelling. His journey began with a formal education in video production, where he honed his skills in crafting compelling narratives and bringing ideas to life through the lens of a camera. Driven by a desire to and businesses to authentically connect with their audience, he transitioned into a dynamic world of personal brand marketing. Leveraging his expertise in video production, he specializes in helping individuals showcase their unique stories, talent, and values in a way that resonates deeply with their target audience. That's just a portion of it. It's kind of long. We'll stop there because I'm ready to get started. Let's bring on our dynamic guest, the one and only Poetic, aka Ketter, aka Poetic.
Peace.
Welcome to the Godcast, King.
Welcome.
Peace. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Good. I appreciate the introduction. I wasn't even aware that that's the value you have for me, but thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
No doubt. How y'all doing today?
We're
Great.
good. We're good.
Taking the time to share space with us, man.
No, man. Thank you for having me on here. This is definitely a great honor, especially being able to promote your business as well as giving value and being able to educate people where you can. And I'm definitely grateful for this opportunity.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
No doubt.
No, you had me on your platform, the Family Business podcast. We had a dope conversation. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Chopped it up on there. You know what I'm saying? So now we here full circle. You know what I'm saying?
It was definitely a powerful conversation. So I'm looking forward to this.
And I've been seeing you do your thing, man. I've been seeing you doing your thing, dropping some valuable content. You know what I'm saying? Very consistently dropping valuable content on your social media and all of that. And I'm like, yo, let me reach out to my brother, get him on the platform because we need this. You know what I'm saying? Right. A lot of us, like I said, the information that you're dropping is valuable. You know what I'm saying? And so a lot of us, we need this information. So glad to have you here to, drop some science on us, man. So before we get into exactly what it is that you do now, we like to get into the origin story of the guest. So take us back a little bit. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how we got to where we at today.
Okay. Well, as you heard in the bio, I started off in video production. That's what I went to school for. Even before I went to school, working with my little brothers, we were always, you have, when you're younger, you have the dream of being a rap artist or, athlete. Well, me and my brothers, we always wanted to create. I played football, but I also, I guess we dip and dabble in rap. But we always wanted to create using the camera. So I went to school, video production. From there, I learned mass communications. Now, after college, and we had the conversation, on my podcast. I'm a spoken word artist. I'm a spoken word artist here in Atlanta, Georgia. And it was my idea to capture my art and then brand myself. Being able to put out spoken word and brand it the way that I kind of, wanted to use social media, wanted to use video camera, wanted to use, just every creative avenue that I had. I wanted to do music videos for spoken word, things like that. So I got into personal branding with my own artistry. Now, from the video production and branding, it grew into a little bit more. I've always had the entrepreneur spirit. So as I was doing my own artistry, I started working with different commercial businesses, restaurants, brands, the fitness brands, and we used to do promotional videos. And this was strictly on the video side. We just did the promotional videos. We did content for them, and this was back before Instagram was what it is now. This is back when they just had 15 seconds on the clock. So we was doing, 1080 by 1920 by 1080, widescreen, full length videos for different brands and having them run on YouTube or having them run on different ad services. So, we got into it like that. But then transitioning to moving down to Atlanta, I started pushing my artistry a lot heavier. We started making content, videos. I did a short film, and it was always about being able to, get your message out, being able to express yourself. And then I actually ran into, I didn't run into it. I became good friends with a close friend of mine. He does business solutions, and so last year, and we talked about this before, my trucking company kind of went under. It dissolved. Just changes in the industry. Gas went up, rates went down. So we had that running for about a year and a half, 2 years. But we had to transition. I had to transition. It was no longer feasible for me to continue doing that. I had to be on the road 24/7, 30 days a week. 30 days a month for me to sustain. So we kind of transitioned. So I went back to my roots. I went back to my video production roots, and I linked up with a good friend. He does business solutions. So what he does is he creates acquisition systems for different businesses. And I did the videography for him. So we would do promotional videos, right back to that. We would do funnel videos, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. FAQ videos. We used to do videos all throughout, that customer journey on the business side. And as people know now, content is king. So whereas there used to be a lot of demand for print advertising, a lot of demand for different aspects of paid advertising, nowadays content is king. And so being able to leverage my ability to create videos. He taught me the marketing game. He gave me all the resources for me to learn more about the marketing game. I got certified in digital marketing, and I'm kind of when I kind of sink my teeth into something, I kind of go full with it. So I went in, learned as much as the digital marketing that I could, and then I was still working with him. And I'm still working with him to this day. So there's, that's still my man. That's my day one from, being out here. But I definitely had that entrepreneurial spirit. So I wanted to go in, in business for myself. So that's what I ended up doing, learning, growing, and eventually creating my own platform to be able to give out not just valuable information, but be able to teach our people about marketing. And we'll get into that a little bit more. But you said it yourself. We need to learn about these things because marketing itself and business itself. And, we had some great conversations, and I won't get too long-winded with this part of it. But, as it goes with building businesses, building industries, we're late to the game from our community. We're late to the game. And so there are a lot of aspects of business and a lot of aspects of marketing that we're either not privy to or we're just getting introduced to. So me learning the marketing, me learning some of the things, some of the different tactics, some of the different strategies about marketing, it really opened my eyes up to where we're missing out. Some of the things that we don't quite really understand about business, quite understand about digital marketing. So it made me want to give value there, learn about it, create a platform where I can give my, I don't want to say expertise too much, but I spent a lot of time and a lot of resources learning about this stuff. So I do feel I have a certain, foundation of knowledge that provides a value for digital marketing. So I want to give that back.
Dope. Absolutely. So can I ask, how do you identify and target for branding or content creation and stuff like that when you're helping others?
Say that one more time.
How do you identify and target the right audience, when you're trying to market a brand or, a product or something like that, or even just content on social media?
So in the beginning, and this starts off even before you even write your business plan. You want to do your research, who your market research is, and want to create what they call a customer avatar. Who are you selling to? Who is your audience? Who's your solution going to? Excuse me. What problem are you trying to solve? And who's going to receive the best value from the solution that you provide? And so it's just being able to identify your audience and then being able to kind of create an avatar, create a kind of picture of who you want to talk to, who you want to speak to, and then find out where they're located at. Find out what age group you're speaking to. Find out what psychographics you're speaking to. Find out what demographic you're speaking to, and then find out where on this digital platform that is, the World Wide Web, find out where they exist at. And I don't, like I said, we'll get into a little bit more later, but Facebook has a specific audience. Instagram has a specific audience. YouTube has a specific audience. And all of those audiences, you want to be able to find out where your audience sits at so that you'll be able to create the content that reaches them directly. Did that answer your question?
Absolutely. Thank you.
Okay. And would you say that there's a difference between marketing and creating content?
Yeah, definitely. Marketing is more of the overarching umbrella of all of it. Content is a very specific, kind of compartment to marketing, because content creation is relatively, when it comes to digital video content and the ways that we use it now, it's a very new thing. It's an emerging thing. It wasn't less than, I say 8 years ago, Instagram put 15 seconds on the clock where they were giving out 15-second videos. Before that, it was a picture, and a lot of people don't remember this, but Instagram used to be just a picture platform. Right. YouTube is only about 10 to 15 years old, if I'm not mistaken. Google first search engine, it's nothing compared with the search engine is now. So the idea of content creation is still growing. It's still growing, and we haven't seen this. I promise you, we haven't even seen the reaches of content creation now. When we start talking about, everyone having an iPhone in their hand, everyone having the ability to create content, we're just knocking on the door of what content creation is. But marketing itself is an overarching umbrella that includes promotions, advertising, publicity, sales. There's a lot that fits under marketing, but because of the space and time we're in, content is becoming so much more powerful.
Right.
Got it.
Right. And do you think that a lot of people don't really understand that they actually are the content? I think a lot of people struggle with that part of it. They trying to figure out how to create content when they already are being the content. I think a lot of people have that's like a pain point for a lot of people. You agree with that? How you see that?
I definitely agree with that. I agree with that wholeheartedly, and I think there's a little bit more to add on to it. Because if we understood how much money Instagram is making off of you, if we understood how much money YouTube is making off of you, if we understood how much money Facebook is making off of you, because you got to look at their actual sales model. They're selling you because you're the one capturing the attention of others. They don't have anything but a platform. So as you're creating content, and we're all, whether it's crystal clear 4K HD content, or whether it's something that you just pulled out in your phone and you created right there on the spot, it's all content that's pushing the algorithm, pushing the platform. The other side of it, what I believe that you were speaking to, is people get nervous and get, kind of locked up about creating content when you don't have to plan it out anymore. And this is something that kind of hit me hard in my transition, because I was the one that was bringing in, a couple $1,000s worth of camera equipment. You don't need that anymore. You don't need the professional lights. You don't need to be, have a media training and things like that, and script training and things like that. All you have to do is, number one, be comfortable enough and bold enough to get in front of the camera and be yourself. Speak to the world, because that's what content is evolving into. So just to add on that, on one side, content is everything that you do. You don't have to have scripted format to it. It could be I believe that the best content is the most genuine content. The best content is the content that is just so natural that it relates to the audience. And then on the other side of it, it's so powerful now because you're making money off of content. They're making money. They're paying people to make content nowadays. You know what I mean? That's an actual job. That's an actual career to be a content creator. You know what I mean? So when we start looking at it that way, it's important for everybody to kind of, you know, I don't want to say everybody because some content don't need to be made, and you know, not to go into
Agreed.
that. You know, sometimes it just should be left in the phone. But like, you know, just speaking to the creativity of people, you know, you have the ability to express yourself in a direct to consumer manner. You know what I mean? And that's a big thing in 2024.
Right. And I agree with that too, because I think some of the quote unquote ugly content, it makes people come across more authentic and sometimes trustworthy too. Because sometimes when everything is all well produced and all of that, you like, oh, this is some kind of scam. They're trying to get me. People are more skeptical. You know what I'm saying? But when it looks like this is a real person living how you living,
right?
And they making sense, they giving you some valuable information behind the content. It's making sense. What things are adding up. It's like, okay, I'm rocking with something. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, definitely. We call that like evergreen content. It's just it's home based, it's homegrown. You know what I mean? And because I think what speaks to that is because it's so saturated, content is so saturated, you kind of want that genuine feel so that you don't feel like you're being sold, or you don't feel like you're being, you know what I mean? You're on your phone, but at the same time, you don't want to feel like you're on your TV. You know what I mean? That's scripted content. That's, you know, sitcom-y type of content. You want to still feel like it's still social media. You know what I mean? It's social interaction. So yeah, I definitely agree with that.
So let me ask you this, because you mentioned using the trucking business, and you also mentioned with your marketing business, you've worked with like restaurants and different type of businesses like that. Now, a lot of times I'll speak to those type of business owners, and their stuff is mainly offline. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, they're used to even being in social media spaces to promote their brand. How do you talk to those type of business owners to convince them that their online presence is needed? How do you get that those type of business?
So to the two different businesses, the one, the trucking business, right? Because trucking business is so it has its own ecosystem where you don't need to be on social media to promote your trucking business. The way, you know, we ran over the road. So we were, and we had our MC, we had DOT, you know, we had our credentials. So we didn't really necessarily have to promote our business on a social media platform because it lives in its own ecosystem. You got to contact brokers. You be able to maintain good standings with DOT, you know, things like that. But where social media did help or would be a benefit for a trucking company is, number one, when you're talking about driver recruiting. If anybody that's ever been in, you know, any type of trucking or anything, good drivers are hard to come by, especially if you're going over the road, because that type of driving, it takes a certain type of individual to go over the road for 2-3 weeks at a time. So being able to promote your business, for the trucking company that I was running, one of the main things that we wanted to do was we wanted to be able to provide opportunities for people. So it wasn't just about, you know, having your CDL and things like that. We were running box trucks. And specifically because it was the quickest thing transition you could make from being in a tough situation to being able to put you in a truck, train you, and then get you on the road making income, because all you needed at the time was a regular driver's license. So we would go to different places in the community. We would, you know, network with different people in the community. I have connection with other people. They would come to me, yo, my guy over here, you know, and this is actually a real life story. One of the guys that ended up being one of my best drivers, he was having a kid, and he was caught up in a lifestyle that, you know, wasn't family friendly. So he wanted to get out of that lifestyle. And when I started talking to him, we started working. He ended up being able to transition into being one of our main drivers, and he worked with us for the next 9 months. was able to provide for his family, and got him out of that situation of having to be in that street, get your money out the street mentality, get your money out the street environment. So just don't want to veer off too far, but being able to promote your business, being able to get drivers, and then there's a lot of content that when you use social media the right way for trucking, there's other ways you can make money by branching off, because you begin to create an audience around the opportunity of truck driving. So there's a lot of people. One of the ones is box truck bros.
Right. There's a young lady that I see online too doing stuff like that. She's like a little short girl that drives trucks.
Yeah.
Content.
Yeah. There's a few of them, and what they end up doing is they have affiliate programs. So for when people want to, start their own box truck company or they start their own trucking company, they know where to get the trustworthy information and trustworthy value because they're promoting their content on social media. They're able to get it out there. Then what ends up happening is, because you create a fan base, and then you're able to leverage that fan base with other brokers. You're able to leverage that fan base with other rental truck companies. So for instance, if I had 1,000 people that watch my trucking content, I go to Enterprise and say, listen, if you give me 20%, or if you give me a commission off of the rentals, the truck rentals, I could provide you with 1,000 people worth of traffic that's going to come into your location. And what a lot of people don't know is these Enterprise truck rentals, those are all franchises. So there's a corporate, but then all of the local locations are, homegrown. They're mom and pop locations, franchise. So when you have that flux of traffic coming in based off of somebody else's content, is very valuable. You know what I mean? So, and there's other things and other ways you could do with brokers. You know what I mean? You could have brokers. If I, send my driver's hit to you, if I send, traffic your way, you could give me a kickback for affiliate programs or commissions, things like that. So that's trucking. It's not so, cut and dry as it is with selling a product, but there's other ways to utilize social media. Now, as for restaurants, I believe you mentioned restaurants also. It's content is actually so versatile because listen, I'm gonna tell you a little side note, right? I went on a fast last year for 7 days. By the day 2 or day 3, I couldn't stop looking at food on my Instagram. Like every time I got on Instagram, I was looking at food. But it makes me think, because the more appetizing, the more just the more appealing you make your restaurant look, you'll be the reason why someone tries new food. Most people want to try new food. There are people who just they stick to what they know, but a lot of people want to try new restaurants, try new foods. What new restaurants, especially down here, not just the South, but in Atlanta. There's so many different amazing restaurants, and people are coming up with different ideas and different creative things. You want to be able to put that out there in terms of creating content surrounding it. You know what I mean? It just makes it more appealing. It's eye catching, and it's what we call there's like 2-step closes, and then there's 1-step close. Or a 2-step close or anything longer than that is when you take multiple, you have to be able to see someone's business multiple times before you commit to buying. But then there's 1 step where you see it and then you buy it right away. You know what I mean? Those are places like restaurants, places like let's say, I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I won't be a 1-step close. Something where it doesn't take a lot of commitment. Like there's not a lot of.
I might say clubs.
Clubs is another one, because if you go to, you could always try a club out, things like that. You know what I mean?
Hookah bar.
Right. Hookah bar. What's the latest hookah bar? Let's check it out on Friday, and then that's your experience, and then it's done. It's up to you to deliver a great product from that point. But things like that. So social media is big there as well, and that's what in content it plays heavy. Making that initial first impression.
So, are there any current marketing trends that kind of get you? So, how do you incorporate them into your strategies?
You said, are there any marketing trends that get me
excited, like you're excited about? And if so, how do you incorporate them into your strategies?
Get me excited.
Because I know trends change all the time. Trends change, all the time. So
I'm gonna be honest. I don't like trends. I like the fundamentals, because like you say, trends change all the time. So and I want to bring that. I was just talking with my friend about this the other day. There's a new trend on Instagram where they have these viral hooks, these transitional hooks where the video starts off and say someone falling out of a car, and then it'll transition to the person and it'll be their business, right? It's kind of like catchy because you're looking for that I guess that satisfaction of watching it, but then it'll transition to a business. One thing I've seen is that people rely too much on social media, and I know what you said with trends I like, and I'll kind of get into the strategies that I like, but the trends they don't necessarily achieve the mission, because content, although it is very important, it's just a piece of the puzzle. It's a piece of the peg. So when you see people going viral on their hooks, unless it's one of those situations where it is that quick to close, that one-step process, there's a lot of stuff that has to go in play before someone commits to buying or commits to your business or commits to your product in most cases. So you might have 25,000 followers, but that doesn't mean you have 25,000 people that's going to buy your service or your product. Mm-hmm. You may have a viral hook or a viral, excuse me, I have a speech impediment, but it might have 20,000 views, but that doesn't mean 20,000 people hit the link. So I believe that right now there's a lot of content that's being put out there because it is so easy to create content nowadays. But without the strategy in place, without the supporting role, the supporting characters, you're really just leaving your content up to sell your entire business. And don't get me wrong, people will click the link, or they may buy your service or buy your product. But
once,
a built out strategy will support your business in an integrated way. You'll see an increase in revenue. You'll see an increase in brand awareness when the strategy is put behind it. So the reason why I said I like the strategy more so than I like the trends is because if you're thinking back as a chess player, if you're thinking in terms of strategy, there's different pieces on the board that you can use to support your business and to promote your business and get your business out there. And being able to see all the pieces and know how they work, it makes you it really plays like a chess game with you and the potential customer. And that's one of the things that we created, I think, with roadmap that I kind of put together. But it's about all of the different pieces that go into making a digital marketing campaign. And one of the things that us in our community, we've never really had that insight to what that roadmap is or how many different pillars there are to digital marketing. It's kind of like niche information where if you don't know marketing, then you don't understand all the different pieces that come into play. And it's around us all the time. You know what I mean? Marketing is everywhere and everything.
Mm-hmm. And what I find interesting, I think it, But one of the things that I find interesting, and you kind of touched on it a few times while you was building, the lack of knowledge that we have and information that we have when it comes to marketing, right? But the thing about it is, like I said earlier, how we are the marketing, and when I say we, I'm talking about our culture specifically, because when you look at all of the big corporations, they utilize our culture to market their product. You know what I'm saying?
Fashion.
Like, it's our culture that drives the sales for a big industry. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, we have the innate genius, but they have the systems in place in order to activate it and bring it to market. And you know what I'm saying? Convert it into revenue and all of that. You know what I'm saying? So that's the part that we gotta pick up the game on.
Definitely. I couldn't agree more. And when you say that we are the marketing, right? When we are part of their roadmap, we are part of their strategy. If people are sitting back and they say they want to launch a new liquor, a new alcoholic beverage, if they're sitting back and they in Gucci or Adidas or anyone has a new product coming out, they look at our demographic and they figure out how to put it in front of the people who influences our demographic. So it's part of their market research to figure out how we are influenced.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like we are being marketed to. Now this goes into a whole different. This can go into a rabbit hole because it's not just products. It's politics. It's entertainment. When you see Kamala Harris or you see a Biden go up on Hot 97 or Breakfast Club, that's a marketing campaign. That's publicity. That's public relations. That's press. That's a part of marketing. You know what I mean? And that's part of their strategy. So when they go on their campaign trail, they have specific talking points. They're not going to
hot sauce.
In a bottle of hot sauce. Why? Because that's going to pander to a certain audience.
Right.
The same way you see, Kanye West had a crazy interview one time, and he was like, Lady Gaga is the spokesman for Kodak. What the hell does she know about taking pictures? Nothing.
Right.
But she's able to, that's her being there is going to be able to communicate something to a specific audience. You know what I mean? And and that's Lady Gaga, and that was just a specific example. But whether it be basketball shoes, why do you think basketball players get I'm not asking, but y'all know these basketball players get these endorsements for hundreds of millions of dollars. Why? Because they're going to impact a specific audience, and that's part of their marketing campaign. It's not the only thing they do; it's one pillar of it. You know what I mean? They're also paying to be on the Super Bowl at specific times. That's part of a paid ad strategy. They're also running social media campaigns. If you ever check Gucci and Louis, go look at their Instagram page. They have 50 million followers. Do you know anyone that follows Gucci on Instagram?
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like realistically, like they might sell $1 million, tens of $1 million worth of merchandise, but who follows them on Instagram? But they'll have 50 million followers on their Instagram. Why? Because they pay for that. Because that's part of their branding. They have to look like a luxury. And branding is a part of marketing, just like public relations is a part of marketing. Paid ads is a part of marketing. Content is a part of marketing. So marketing is that greater umbrella, and there's so many different things that are underneath it, and so many things that we're not. And it's not that we don't. We just don't. We just, it just is everyday stuff. You know what I mean? When you go to Walmart, you go to the water section. There's Deer Park, and then there's Great Value or whatever their off brand is. And they're sitting right next to each other, and the price point is sitting right next to each other. That's a part of that's product placement. That's what I mean. That's done intentionally. You know what I mean, to have the waters lined up with the price point set there. So for your people who want to drink the good stuff, there's a price point for it. That's all. And then I won't go too deep into it, but that's all part of their marketing strategy and branding.
And it probably all comes from the same fountain. You're drinking it, but it probably all comes from the same fountain. They just bottle it differently and make you think. Part of the marketing is to make you think you're getting something luxury. I'm not sure if you just saw recently with Christian Dior, they found out that their bags that they're selling for $2,500 and up, they're only paying $57 bags made. But we buy into it being but people buy into it being luxury, but they're only paying at most $57 to have these bags made. But the average bag that they have goes for about $2,500.
No, you're exactly right. You hit it on the head. There are, if you there's a code that's on most tags where you can type in a code and Google it and find out what manufacturer made the fabric. And these are factories from overseas. Me and you literally can go and buy the same hoodie that Supreme is using, or the same hoodies as Champion, the same hoodies as, and all we got to do is buy the same fabric, we imprint it, and it's the same product. Not only that, there was an experiment, and I saw this was on like a documentary or something I was watching, but they had a showcase of all Payless shoes, right? And they are on it, and they put it in all this look, and the aesthetics look amazing, and they were charging people, $500,000. They was like, yeah, I could definitely see how this shoe would be worth $1,000.
Right. Yeah.
But this is a Payless shoe. You know what I mean?
Right.
So they're not only selling you the name brand, they're also selling you the feeling. They're selling you the aesthetics of it all. And that's all part of that marketing. Now, if we can use that and like that, there's like a dark side of it, like there's dark psychology and all the things like that. But if we were able to market to our own people, if we were able to create value through our marketing for our own people, then it prohibits them from being able to fool us, because we just got to know how the game works.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
That's good stuff, man. Look, we've been on here 40 minutes already. That went by so quick. I want to get into some of these slides and stuff and have you break some. You already gave us mad value on here already, but I want you to give us some visualizations to go along with some of the talking points as well. But before we do that, let me share your website with the family. Let everybody know you can go to www.theagencymediagroup.com. It's www.theagencymediagroup.com. Visit our brother's website and tap in with the marketing, man. You know what I'm saying? If you got a business, you're an entrepreneur, you're trying to figure out how to step up your game with some brand awareness and stuff like that, here's a guy that you could go to.
For sure. And we do free consultations. So I do free consultations and free SEO audits. So basically, if you want to show up on Google, if you want your brand to show up on Google, if you want your brand to show up on any of these search engines, I'll give you a free SEO audit to show you what's going on right now regarding your website or your social media channels. And I could give you pointers about how to kind of change it, how to optimize it, as they say, as well as giving you just a free consultation on some of these on the areas that we're about to cover in this slideshow.
Nice.
There you go. For the agency group, grow your business and increase sales with digital marketing. They're going to help you execute comprehensive marketing strategies that drive sales and increase brand awareness. So connect with the agency. Again, that's www.theagencymediagroup.com. And this is where you can get tapped in at. Also, let everybody know where to follow you at on social media too.
Definitely. You can follow my personal artist page is going to be _POETIX. That's _POETIX _poetics. But my business page for the Agency Media Group is at Agency Media Group. So it's at Agency Media Group. All we do is just post content, valuable content for business owners and entrepreneurs. It's not, sometimes we don't know what we don't know. You know what I mean? And that's something that I kind of attribute to this marketing journey, because there's a lot of things that we don't know that we don't necessarily know that can help us in the long term.
Anything else you want to point out about the website before we move on to the slides?
No, just click schedule a free SEO audit or free consultation, and let's just get in touch. And you don't have to sign up for any services, you don't have to do anything. I really just want to give people game and people give them value for being an entrepreneur and being a small business owner is tough enough. You know what I mean? Being able to get customers predictably, profitably and consistently. You want to be able to at least know what you're doing when you go out there, instead of just throwing darts in the dark, so to speak.
Yes, indeed. All right, you should be able to hit the share button on your end, and I'll be able to pull you up on the screen. In the
All right.
meantime,
It should be sharing right now. Can you see it?
Nope.
While we getting that ready, family, if you haven't done so already, make sure that you hit that like button. Share this out on your social media platforms. We are live right now on Sincere Love the Godcast. This is the Black Business Showcase, and we chopping it up with our brother Ketter from the agencymediagroup.com. That's the agencymediagroup.com. And as you know, you're rocking with Sincere Love the God and Nice Black Business Showcase. All right, I see it.
I still don't.
No, I got to put it on the screen for you.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It looks like a blank screen though. Let me see what you got here. Let me see. Okay, there we go.
It's not blank.
There we go.
All right. Can you see it now?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
All right, cool. So this is what we go through whenever we have a consultation, whenever we sit down and talk about people's digital marketing plan. I always want to take them through the roadmap. The roadmap is these 7 steps are all basically, in a nutshell, the different ways in which you can create an online presence. So an online presence at its very core is going to consist of 3 different things. It's going to be your website. It's going to be your CRM, which we'll get into later, which is this customer relationship management system, and it's going to be tracking your data, your analytics. And this is one gem that I'll give people off the bat. When you're creating your website, you automatically want to do some type of data analytics, some type of tracking, whether it be with Google Analytics, whether it be with Facebook Pixels. You always want to do that, because if you can't measure the click-through rate, the engagement, the awareness, if you can't measure how many people are coming to your website and where they're coming from, then you're not going to be able to make the adjustments to optimize those processes. Where is your traffic coming in from? What links are they clicking to get to your website? What search engines are they using to find your website? Because once you have that information, you can tweak your game plan to get better results. So
I just want
go through it one by one.
I just want to say real quick, for the content creators out there, those you got to do YouTube and stuff like that. If you look in your back office, it shows you those very same analytics that he's talking about. You can see where people are coming to view your channel from, whether they clicked on a link that they found on Twitter, or whether it was popped up in their news feed or whatever. It'll show you where people are coming from, how long they've been watching your video, or whatever the case may be. So that way you can start tracking these things to figure out what works and what doesn't work in order to be able to scale.
Definitely. Especially when you're creating long form content, you know how long people are viewing it for, you know where you can place ads, you can know where you can place interruptions at. And that works a lot for monetizing your content as well. Let's see here. All right, so we're going to dive right into websites. The website, it used to be the most important thing for a business is your website, and it's still important. Don't get me wrong; it's your calling card, it's your billboard, but it's not so much top of the funnel. And so, what I mean by top of the funnel is people are not being introduced to your brand for the first time through your website. It's more of an introduction through content, and then they go to your website. So,
click the link in my bio.
Click the link in bio, drop a comment in the chat below or something along those lines that then gives them access to your website. Now, there are still industries and businesses that are going to get their primary traction through just organic or search engine, and we'll get into search engine in a second here. And so, because that is still a thing, you still want to be able to make sure that your website is optimized for today's market. So what that kind of entails is, number one, doing market research. You want to know with any specific industry and business, what is your customers looking for? What is your ideal customer looking for? And what is your competition doing? So if say you're a cleaning company, say you're a tax accountant, say you're any type of home service repair, what is your competition? How are they getting their traffic? Where they're getting their traffic from? Because and we say this all the time, but you don't have to reinvent the wheel. The people who need your service are going to search in any ways that they know how to find the service. It's your job to be able to be in front of their face. It's your job to be first in front of their face and provide the most value so that they ultimately commit to you when purchasing a service or product or anything like that. The other thing is keyword research. Keywords research is important because when we start creating our website, we want to have our keywords in all of our titles, that main page. I know a lot of people get real, clever and poetic when they start writing out their headlines and on their web pages. You want to keep things real short, concise, and to the point, because people are typing in specific keywords to find you. If I'm looking for, and I use cleaning services because I work with cleaning services. That's one of the niches that I found the most success in. But when people are looking for cleaning services, they're looking for residential cleaning near me or professional cleaners near me. So you want those words, professional, residential. You want those words in your title, headlines, descriptions, so that when Google, and we'll get into Google a little bit in a minute, when they start searching, because they have their own AI that is going to crawl up and down your page and being able to give relevant content for the users of the search engine. They're looking for what websites has the words. That's how they find it. When anyone touches, whenever searches for residential cleaning, Google has its own AI that searches the web for those specific words, residential cleaning. Now it's Google's job to present the best searches for its users. So they want to pick the best, the clearest, the most concise content to then go give the users through their search engines. And so if you're presenting and you're creating your website, you want it to be clear, concise, and to the point. Google Analytics, want to have that. We touched on that a little bit. You want to put Google Analytics and Facebook pixels on your website so that you can track it. The other thing here is the XML sitemap. That goes back to the Google searches, and we'll get into search engine optimization here in a second. But the XML sitemap, that's basically, you want to submit that to Google, because when you submit that to Google, it already gives them it's like a registry of your website to Google. Hey, my website is over here. This is what we talk about. This is the content. This is the value that I give. So when you give that to Google and you create, it's down a little bit further, and when you create a Google business page, they already have that as a reference for the users of Google in their search engine. So Google's job is to give you the best content per search. So whenever they searching for something, and Google wants to give them the best content, because they have to compete with other search engines as well. They got to compete with Microsoft. They got to compete with Axe Jeeves, Bing. You know what I mean? We don't really think about those, but those are other search engines. And so they want to be able to deliver the best content to the people that are searching Google. And because Google is the most popular one, you want to make sure that you register your website with Google by submitting your XML sitemap. By creating a Google business page. It's the same concept. You want to make sure that they know that you exist and that they clearly can understand what your website is about. There's also a crawling and indexing. You want to make it user friendly, things like that will entice Google to show your website when someone searches for those relevant keywords. That makes sense. It's all about being able to deliver the best content, because Google has a business model just like any other business. You just about to ask something?
No, I was saying that make perfect sense.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. And then the SSL certification, it's important. If you ever go to a website and in your search, in your search bar, it says not trusted or beware, or it might say not trusted or unprotected or something. Yeah, that's because the website doesn't have an SSL certification, and they're really big on that, especially nowadays because the internet and digital platforms, there's so much hacking going on, so much phishing going on. So you want to have an SSL certification, but the flip side of that is a lot of your most popular, hosts like WordPress, Wix, Shopify, all of these different people who will host your website and you'll hope you have your domain with them, or you create your website using a domain. They already come with SSL certification, but it is important for you to have it in case you're doing your own coding or you're doing your own, if you're creating your own website. But that's website, right? So we'll go on to something that kind of goes hand in hand with it, and that's SEO. SEO is one of the most talked about things that a lot of people don't know what it is. When we started talking SEO, is search engine optimization, is basically how you get found through the search engines. And some of the content that I put up on Instagram, we talked about this. That was actually at a business workshop we did out in Lithuania. I believe that was a month ago. We did that, but this is one of the big concepts that came up that day, because we hear people, talk about SEO, and people will charge you $2,000, $3,000 to do SEO, and we don't really know exactly what SEO means. So for all the business owners, for all the entrepreneurs, and even for content creators, whether it be YouTube, SEO basically is how to get found organically through search engines. But there's three different types of it. There's technical SEO. Technical SEO is going to be on the back end of your website, on the back end of whatever platform you're creating. It's going to be how the search engine identifies what your website, what your content is actually about. So if anyone has a WordPress website, you want to put certain things in the heading, you want to put certain things in the body, certain key phrases and keywords in the body, mostly in the head and the body, a little bit there in the footer, but that's only on specific occasions. But basically, you want to be able to put that stuff on the back end of your website, just so that's being able to easily be found by the search engine. On-page SEO is the content that you create, that you post on your website. It's gonna be your title, your URLs, your descriptions, all the things that you see when you actually go to your website. A lot of people have your website, but then they have the URL, but that's it. They don't know that you need to have your URL, but then you want to have a meta description explaining what your website is about, and that should pop up in the search bar for obvious reasons, because that's another way in which the search engines correctly identify what's the purpose of this website, what's the purpose of this content when you're putting information on those in that title, in that search bar. That's all coming back to on-page SEO. That's meta descriptions, meta tags, things that show up, that's using keywords in the descriptions of your articles. So if I'm running a cleaning website and I have a paragraph about our services, well, I want to put certain keywords, and then in that tag, like specific services, services render, or check out our services, or services we add. We want to use those specific words that people may end up typing for. Cleaning services. Well, if I have a paragraph that says cleaning services provided, that's going to show up in their Google search. And it may not necessarily take you directly to your website. It may take you to a specific page on your website, because those keywords are being found on your on-page SEO. And then you want to be able to correctly tag them and label them so that they're able to be found. And that goes into schema. So schema is just structured wording that these AI bots that they use can read, because that's how things are being read nowadays. Google, Microsoft, Bing, all of these people, they have AI that goes throughout the web and scans your website. Now, so when you put structured, go ahead.
So is that like the code behind it, the schema?
Yeah. So it's not the coding, but it is. But okay. So if you're actually if you're a developer and you're creating your website using code, you're gonna put that in there. You're gonna put the schema in there. But a lot of people aren't actually coding websites anymore. It's become so mass produced. Yeah, it's templated. So, but there are widgets like Yoast SEO rank higher, it's called rank math. There are certain widgets that you put in to the back end of your website. And if anyone, I think I have a link somewhere, but rank math and Yoast, YOAST SEO, are two big ones that you can use, plug into your WordPress website, and then you'll be able to type it in there, and then they'll add it to your coding. But if you're a developer, that's the same type of idea. You're gonna put those words in the back end, in the tags of your website, so that when these AI bots come and read the coding of your website, they come across, okay, this website is for this reason, it's giving this value. These are the headlines that this person is looking for, and this is the headline that this person is actually providing value for. So then they're matching it up. Then they're giving it to the consumer. Oh, this is great content. I'm going to continue to use Google. But vice versa, or otherwise, if someone is looking for residential cleaning, and I'm looking, and the article that pops up is cleanest sneakers, I'm not using that search engine anymore, because the search engine isn't accurate. You know what I mean? And I don't know if you ever noticed, if you could go and do it right now, type in something for Google and then go to Bing and type in the same thing. You'll get different results. You know what I mean? So that's where SEO comes into play. When it comes to businesses, you always want to have SEO, because that's going to generate more organic traffic. And we're going to get into paid traffic. I don't want to take too much time. I'm going to try to get through it, but that's paid traffic is a whole nother game. But before we get there, the off-page SEO. Off-page SEO is stuff that's written off of your website that links back to your website. So if you created a article, if you wrote a blog, if you wrote an article, if you posted a YouTube video, if you posted Instagram content, if you posted a YouTube short, and you put the actual description, if you put keywords and your tags and your titles on screen, those type of things, if you notice now, you go to Google, you type in Google something, and you scroll down and they give you videos. It'll give you video content on the Google search. And so off-page SEO is just about creating content that links back to your website, what they call a backlink. That stuff links back to your website, and that adds website authority. That adds to the strength of your website. So then, because your authority and your strength is being ranked, Google has its own ranking system on how strong your website is, and you can go and check. You could do an audit. You could check how strong your website authority is, but it's on a scale from 1 to 100. If you have a poor website authority through Google, it's not going to show your website through organic search. But if it has a high authority, like a 60 or 70, and someone types in something, well, they're confident that the person is going to be pleased with the content that they show, that they're recommending for them. So that's going to get you more organic traffic. But you want to be able to have articles. You want to be able to have content that's relevant to the consumer, relevant to the audience, so that then you start to generate organic traffic through the search engine. So go ahead.
I just want to say this real quick, and I'm gonna let you cook so you can get through these slides and all of that. But I don't know if y'all, let's talk to the audience, if y'all noticing what I'm noticing, but the brother is very passionate about what he's talking about, and very confident about what he's talking about.
Very knowledgeable.
He knows what the hell he's talking about. You know what I'm saying? You could tell he's not new to this.
Appreciate that.
You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to point that out, just in case
appreciate it. Nah, no doubt. I appreciate it, and I don't want to keep them waiting. But the one thing I will say is, as an artist myself and as an entrepreneur myself, when you get access to new information, I get excited about it. You know what I mean? For a bunch of different reasons. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh man, this is something that they kept from us. This is information they kept from us. When I find things out that I know they didn't intend for me to know, or it was hidden under a rock, I kind of get excited about it and I kind of, nerd out. But I do appreciate that, man. Definitely.
Indeed.
Just stepping into the next slide here, and this content is gonna go. Content is king.
Yeah.
But there's, you go ahead, I'm listening.
Oh, no. I thought I froze. I was just checking to see like if you guys could see me because it looked like it froze.
Okay, no doubt. So content is king, right? But there's different type of content, and content has a different purpose for it. One of the biggest things right now for Instagram and Facebook and things like that, and I forgot the guy's name who owns Instagram, or runs Instagram, not owns it, because Facebook owns Instagram. For people that didn't know, Facebook owns Instagram and Google owns YouTube. So when you're here talking about those two different kind of sectors, they go hand in hand when we talk about content. But share-worthy content that people want to share is now being pushed extremely hard by these different algorithms. So it's to be shared, whether it's giving value, whether it's showing something unique, something new, something, as we see here, value driven. That content is always going to be king. But for a lot of business owners, and this is something I see all the time, people share content, but it's just for awareness. And when we start talking about awareness, that's top of the funnel. Awareness is top of the funnel. That's the first time someone is introduced to your brand or your business. That's the top of the funnel. But in the marketing world, they say someone has to see your brand at least 7 times, or a total of 3 to 5 clicks if it's in a funnel, for them to commit to purchasing. So if someone has to see your brand 7 times before they commit to actually pulling out their wallet and paying for something, top of the funnel content is where they're first introduced to it. Now, social media is a great way to hit all aspects of the funnel, but it is a process that you have to walk people through. So when you're creating these catchy videos and you're creating, different content that may go viral, that's top of the funnel. It may be the first time someone is experiencing your brand, which isn't bad, but just know that there is a process to go through. There's a follow-up that goes through with it. But you can create content for every single level. So when you do have the content on social media, that's one level of it. Now, when you have content that's on a paid ad, that's a little bit further down. You know what I mean? People are, depending on the sales script and where you place your ad at, that content may be closer to someone's, final decision to actually make a purchase. Or middle of the funnel, where you're giving them client testimonies, when you're giving them kind of like examples of how a product works, or you're showing them, so for a cleaning company, you're showing them the different services that you provide. That's content, but it's going to be lower in the funnel. You know what I mean? So each part of that content has a specific purpose. Top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, bottom of the funnel. And that just means awareness stage. Middle of the funnel is more of nurturing. You want to keep in contact with them, add value. And then bottom of the funnel is sales driven content, where it's like, hey, we're giving out, promotions, we're giving out deals. We're pushing that actual final purchase in front of your audience, because they've already seen your content, they already seen your business, they already consumed the value, and now they're ready to purchase. So content is king. Yep.
I was going to ask you, what about like free giveaways and different type of lead magnets?
Definitely. So lead magnets would be, it can be top of the funnel, but that's more so middle of the funnel. And lead magnets is, and we're going to go into that a little bit more too when the next slide when we go into social media. But lead magnets is one of the most effective ways of getting people into your own ecosystem. And so I'm gonna go to the next slide, because we talk about lead magnets. Social media is great. Content and social media goes hand in hand, but as we talked about before, it has to be funnel driven. Meaning you want to make content specific to the part of the funnel which your audience is in. If they're first new to your brand, then you want to make content for that. for their people who are closer to purchasing but need more value. They need to be nurtured, how they say, or more reach outs. You want to be able to give them that extra value, give them that extra content, and how you get them off of the platform and into your own ecosystem is through lead magnets. And so one of the like strongest strategies that people use to get them off of social media and into their own ecosystem is lead magnets, offering something of value, offering something at a low price, offer them something free that you know that they'll be able to utilize, get their capture their information, their name, their emails, their phone numbers, and then bring it into, and we'll get into the CRM system next, but then bring them into your own ecosystem. So whenever you can put in content out, whenever you're promoting your brand, whenever you're promoting your business on social media, you don't own that platform. Instagram doesn't own the Instagram owns that platform. Facebook owns that platform. So at any given time, they could do one, they could switch up the algorithm on you, and we've all seen that happen. And two, they could take your post down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Take your post down. They can shadow ban you. They could do anything. It could. I mean, it's probably not gonna happen, but Instagram could disappear tomorrow. You know what I mean? But once you utilize social media, create the content, put it out there as a lead magnet to capture your audience's information by giving them something of value. And I'll give you an example. One thing that I do is I have a free ebook. It's the Business Owner's Guide to SEO. So for a business owner that wants to learn about SEO, you know what I mean, and it's real concise, it's clear, straight to the point. Here, take this free ebook. Now, as a business owner, once you get through
ebook, by the way.
Say again?
I said, let them know where to get the ebook, by the way.
I'll drop a link. And before we get off of here, I just got a phone on my, because I'm on a laptop, it's actually on my phone. But so I'll give you the SEO guide, the Business Owner's Guide to SEO. Once you click the link for that, you'll give me your information so that you can download it, your email address, your phone number, things like that. Then what we do from there is now we're going to send you an email campaign telling you about all of the value that we give, we provide, the services we provide, more information about SEO, more information about business marketing, more information, but we'll send you through an email campaign. Now, once you read the book, you can either do one or two things. You could go and then take the information and apply it yourself and do your own SEO, or because you see the value, because you see the knowledge of SEO, you can then come back and hire us to do it for you. You know what I mean? So then, because I have your email now the content that I'm creating, I don't have to worry about the algorithm anymore. I don't have to worry about, how many views this content is going to get, because I'm sending my content directly to you. I'm cultivating that audience. I'm creating content specifically to you because I know where you are in that customer journey. You're no longer at the top of the funnel. You've already been introducing my brand. But maybe now you need to know, okay, do I know what I'm talking about? Do I have value that you can receive? So I'll be able to send you content that reinforces the value of my brand. I can send you content that reinforces the value that I can give to you. It reinforces those things. So then you can fall further down that funnel until you're at the bottom of the funnel, and then you're ready to commit. So that's what the purpose of social media in the business aspect is for. Again, some people use it and they use it just for content and they do it just for views. That's what we call vanity metrics. Those vanity metrics, I got 1,000 views or I got 10,000 views. Unless it's something like YouTube where you're monetizing those views, I mean, it doesn't do anything unless they click play. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and the conversion rates are low.
And it's funny you say that, because even on the high side, on a good side, they're still low. You know what I mean? It's like they're not even. It's not even. So I want to use for email like a click through rate on your on your social posts, maybe somewhere between 3 to 5%, and that's good.
That's good.
You know what I mean? That's good. If they say between 3 to 10% of your followers is going to see your content, and that's good. You know what I mean? And so you gotta find just to see it, not even click through, just to see it. So you want to be able to cultivate the audience and then bring them into your world, bring them into your ecosphere, where now you can give them, a good email campaign is going to get you a 30%, 25 to 30% open rate, as opposed to a 3% review rate on social media. Now, if it's compelling content, then that 30% goes up to 50%. If it's value content, that 30% goes up to 50%. Then what if you got 1,000 emails? 500 people are going to see your offer, versus if you have 10,000, followers, and you know that only 100 of them are going to see or click, or 100 to 300 going to see, click. So when you start playing the numbers, it's always better to have them in your own ecosphere. So that's the power of social media, and being able to get them. And I'm glad you brought up the lead magnets, because the lead magnets is the best way to do it. Being able to offer something at a low price, offer something free, give them a free download, and you can create a lead magnet out of anything. You know what I mean? Whether I know I was looking with a survival company, and they said, a good lead magnets were, your top 10 survival necessities during the crisis. You know what I mean? Well, what are the top 10? I forgot what was the exact thing. It was the top 10 home ready preparedness tactics, something along those lines. We got the exact headline that we used, but basically it was these top 10 things. When there's a crisis, this is what you got to check. Okay, well, and here's another one I use. This one I use for my personal brand. Back when they were doing those shots, and everyone had to get the COVID shot, I had a affidavit that you could fill out so that you could get immunization exemption. And so for anyone that came in and clicked the link, I was giving them the download. You could go ahead and get this immunization exemption. And then from there, I got the email. And then now I'm promoting my book. Now I'm promoting my spoken word to them. But I already know that you're like-minded, because you ain't taking a shot just like I'm not taking a shot. So my content is going to speak to you. Right. So now they're opening up my emails, because it's like, oh, no, hold on. He's talking about this. And, okay, I see what this, you know what I mean? Yeah. So those are different ways and strategies to market anything from an artist to a brand.
Right. Perfect.
Let me kind of get through these things.
Perfect.
CRM system is what we were just talking about. When you capture that information, a CRM system is going to house all that information. That's how you send out your email campaigns. That's how you send out your SMS, your text message campaigns. That's how you send the additional value nurturing campaigns. If you have emails, if you collect emails, list re-engagements, being able to track how many people opening the things up. And one more thing, because I know we're talking about businesses, but CRM is real important for people that do shows. So if anyone's watching that does shows or events, you have to have a CRM, because capturing their email, being able to market your event to them prior to or with, in advance, without having going through other people's platforms. Because once you go to an Eventbrite, once you go to a meetup, that's their CRM. You're paying to promote your stuff through their CRM, because they're sending out and promoting your event. But if anyone ever ran events, you know that they're taking a portion of your proceeds. They're taking a portion of all your ticket sales. So when you have your own CRM, and you've already cultivated your audience, you can now promote to your audience. You could promote to your ideal audience member. And I see the CRM has a lot of value, not just for businesses, but also events, also products, things like that. So CRM is important across the board. And I say this to my mans, if you don't have a CRM, you don't have a business. You're self-employed, because if you don't have a CRM, you don't have a business, you're self-employed, because your CRM is going to aid in your process of the continuing your business. So it runs when you're not there. But if you have to work all the time to be able to get customers and retain customers, and you're self-employed, you're doing everything yourself. Your CRM is supposed to keep that process going so that you can step away from your business and it's still running for you.
That automation.
That automation and everything. Running an email campaign. Like right now, I have a 10. If you click a certain link, if you get the, I'll send you the link for the ebook for the Business Owner's Guide to SEO. Once you go and get that, you'll get it. You'll be put into a eight email campaign that takes you through all of the value, basically everything we're talking about right now, but more digestible. You know what I mean? This is we're going in depth here, but the email campaign that you'll be put into, it just gives you information, it gives you value that you may be able to, attribute to your business.
And you build all that yourself?
Yeah. So that's kind of where the whole chess game comes at, because you kind of have fun with it when you can, put the pieces the way I'm gonna do this lead magnet, and then following off of that lead magnet, I'm gonna give him this email campaign, and I know he's gonna like this because he clicked this, and then I'm gonna give him this a clip of this show I did 2 months ago, and he's gonna love this spoken word performance, and that spoken word performance is gonna speak to this book. You start to be able to connect dots, and it's like leaving breadcrumbs from a complete stranger who didn't know who you were, but you lead them breadcrumbs all the way to the point where now they are invested in your brand, they're invested in your business or your art form. It's like, this is the value that you didn't know you needed. You know what I mean? And you can strategically put that in someone's place and in front of someone's face, and then you could automate it. You know what I mean? By creating this on the back end, using different, using a CRM. I personally use Go High Level. Other people, there are different CRMs out there, but it's all about knowing, the strategy behind it. Now, the next one right here, I don't know if you had any other question.
No. Do you think? You cooking?
Cool. I'm only got two more after this. So the next one, public relations. Public relations, it's not so much it can. Let me not say it's not. It's 1 foot in, 1 foot out of the digital space, because public relations in the digital space there are digital platforms that you can send press releases out. There's digital publications. Every magazine now, whether it be MSN Today or whether it be, Lifestyle Today, every magazine, hard copy magazine, has a website. And they have digital publication, digital articles that they promote and that they pay for people. They put on different websites that people click for, and they'll get there's commission for every single time someone clicks, that they'll get paid for. And they have their own business model when it comes to digital publications. But they have, as a business, having a print up, having a press release, having a blog, having something along those lines in terms of digital publication, it always works to your benefit, because it creates what we were talking about earlier in the backlink. It creates brand authority. It creates that trust with your customer, because now you're being highlighted on different platforms. So that digital side of it. But then there's the other side of it for public relations: networking, events, vending opportunities. You want to be in the space where people are buying your product, or they are interested in your service. And then you want to be able to capture people's emails and capture their information from that physical place, so that then you could send them into your digital ecosphere, as we was talking about before. A good example of this, I got a buddy of mine. He sells copper jewelry. He does a lot of vending, but he can only be at one place at one time. And a lot of times people might be interested in his copper jewelry at that specific event, but they might not buy right away. And then who knows when the next time he's going to see that person, or who knows the next time, or what they actually need in terms of value to actually make the purchase. So what I was talking with him was like, listen, every single time you're at a vending event, give them something for free that's digital, so you capture their name, their email, and your phone number. So if they're interested in a piece of jewelry, if they're interested in a consultation, but they're not ready to commit right then, now you have the information. You can continually market to them. You can continually give them value. You can continually, speak about your product to them, so that along the line, along that journey, they'll make a purchase by going to your website from a time that, they might have saw you 3 weeks ago at a vending event. And you don't have to see them again in order to actually purchase something. So public relations and how it kind of pertains to the digital platform is real big, especially when it comes to products. Let's see. And the last one is paid ad strategy. Paid ad strategy. And some business owners aren't at this point yet. And that's fine, because again, we talked about SEO, getting traffic organically. The only thing about paid ads, Google, Facebook, YouTube, there are Hulu ads, there are Roku ads, all of these different streaming networks, they have their own ad manager and things like that. They're expensive though. They're effective, but they're expensive. So one of the going statistic is that in order for you to optimize a Google ad strategy, or optimize it to the best of its ability, or Facebook ad strategy, you need to spend at least $2,000 a month in ad spend. Some businesses don't have that to spend, and for YouTube, it's even more. YouTube is, I think it's about $4,000 that you need to spend to optimize. And what I mean by optimize is the way it works. Google and Facebook, they're going to run several different ads. They're going to have 3 different creatives with 3 different ad copy, and they're going to mix and match it and show it to different audiences. And they're going to see which one does the best, which one achieves the conversion that you're paying for at the highest rate. Once they find one ad, works better than the other, they're going to show that ad more often and more often, because they want you to, they want you to get paid. They want to get paid for, actually getting people to click the link, convert through the ad. They want to be able to provide that service for you. But it takes about...
You get analytics on those ads too, right?
Yeah, definitely. So there's Google the Google Analytics, and then there's Google Tag Manager, and then those things, and you'll want to have those on your ads, on your website, on your landing pages, just so you know not only how many people are responding to the ad, but how far along they're going. So if I see an ad, I click it, and that brings me to a landing page, but then I leave, they'll tell you, okay, this person came to this page, he clicked this link, and then he spent a minute and 30 seconds on this ad, and then he left. Or they'll tell you, okay, he went, because most of these ads bring you through funnels. And we didn't touch on funnels too much, but funnels is that process, that breadcrumb type of process.
You put that down real good. A good example of it, we all experienced it when you click on a certain ad or whatever that pop up on your Facebook or whatever, and you're looking at a product. You might even put the product inside your cart, but you don't go ahead and make the purchase. And then next thing you know, you get a text message or an email from that same company. Oh, you left something in your cart. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Because they captured you. Fun.
Definitely. That's exactly what happened. They capture you in your funnel. And then one other thing that ends up happening that I didn't touch on is cookies. So cookies, going back to your analytics and things like that, once you go on the page, where cookies are present, what cookies do is they track your IP address throughout the internet. So if you go on a Facebook ad and you land on something, and you don't, whether you convert or not, that cookie will give a signal relay to Google to send you other ads that are in that same type of, whatever niche, or same type of, psychographic, anything like that, any information they got from you using that cookie. And that happens a lot when, if you've ever found something on Facebook, clicked on it, got off of it, but then you go to your YouTube and it has a YouTube ad that's running across, like, yo, I was just, you know what I mean? And it may not even be the same company, but there are certain people that are targeting certain cookies. And so that's important. The other thing I want to talk about with paid ads is being ad specific. Google ads and Facebook ads are different. Google ads is intentional marketing, which means they provide more value for services and businesses that are specific to a call to a problem or solution. So if somebody wants a
plumber,
let's say again,
a plumber.
Yeah, exactly, a plumber, and we're gonna go plumber near me. That's a Google ad. It's gonna be very intentional and I'm closer to buying because I already know I need a plumber. Where Facebook ads is interruptive marketing. So interruptive marketing, you're scrolling down, you're looking at, cats, and you're looking at other people's message boards, who's in what relationship, and then bam, advertisement comes up for whatever. Honestly, whatever your cookies shows them information, but we could just keep it real specific. It would be I don't know. All of my ads. Say again.
I said bundles.
Yeah, there you go. Nail technicians. Bundles. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like mine always comes up marketing because I like the funnel hack. So I want to see what other marketers are doing and things like that. So other digital marketers stuff will come up on mine. But Facebook is more interruptive. You know what I'm saying? So it's interrupting your scrolling. It's getting in front of your face. And it wants you to be interested after you just seen it. So you want to be able to, as a business owner, you want to know which ad platform, because they can both be useful, but you want to know which ad platform will be best for your business. YouTube ads is kind of like the king when it comes to your promotional videos, your sales videos, your sales script. That's a little bit further down the funnel. Just because people are paying more money for YouTube ads, I wouldn't pay for a YouTube ad for a top of the funnel video because you want to see a return on your investment for YouTube ads. But all of that goes into having a paid ad strategy. So that's
and
pretty much gist of it.
For people that don't know, that's how your
definitely
that's how your social media algorithm works as well. So the more twerk videos you click on, the more twerk videos they're going to show you.
Mm-hmm.
Just in case you didn't know,
you're going to see.
So all y'all that's complaining about listen. Sexy Red.
But listen, let me everybody give my brother a digital round of applause. That was a great presentation.
It was
very valuable information. Like my sister Crown 808 said, we just got a whole master class for free right here on the Black Business Showcase on Sincere Love the Godcast. And so this is what the type of thing that we do here, man. It's the reason why we created the platform, you know what I'm saying, to elevate different Black businesses out there, entrepreneurs that are out there, for brand awareness, and also to give people education and inspiration. You know what I'm saying? Because this, never know who's going to watch this and be like, oh, this is exactly what I needed to hear to take whatever they're doing to the next level. You know what I'm saying? Some people might be stuck at a certain point, and this is exactly what they needed to get to the next level. So we appreciate you coming on and dropping the game.
Absolutely. Thank you. I definitely got something valuable from it because I'm always putting my hands in little things, but because of the lack of knowledge about marketing certain things, I start things and then I don't finish, but I think, even playing this back can help me a lot with what I've been trying to do.
It's kind of and then not on for me, but I did want to say one thing. I appreciate you for having this platform. I know you came on my platform before, and I've been following your platform ever since. I think y'all are doing a great job
Appreciate that.
I love the energy, Black Power right here for me. Being able to give value to your people. These are the building blocks. You two nice girls.
Thank you.
No doubt. And one more thing now. I want if I could say one more thing before we go, before y'all kick me off and everything. We talked about it before. Poetics, that is my artistry. That is my mission. That is everything I am. There's not a brand changing. This is just the ultimate mission is to build for self and build for community. This is one of the ways in which I see I can do and provide value for my people. But I have a show coming up on the 18th. I'm spoken words down here in Atlanta.
Awesome. Where at?
I'm trying to
It is going to be, let me see, I'll get the address.
Yeah, let us know how let people
the
know
Atlanta area
how to get tickets.
Let's see here.
So was he not freezing up on y'all end?
Yeah, for me too. Yeah, he was.
It is
yeah.
Georgia. So that's 200 Arizona Avenue Northeast Unit LW01.
Ah, shit.
What happened?
That was my bad, y'all. I just kicked them off the stage. I was trying to remove the slides. I just kicked them off the stage. Let me tell them to just click back on the link real quick. That was my bad, y'all.
Getting the old man stuff, y'all. You know he getting old around here. He getting old. But while he is reaching back out to our guests, make sure you guys are liking, make sure you guys are sharing the platform out, and to everybody that is in the building right now, thank you so much for tuning in. And if you did not have a chance to look at all of this evening, make sure you go back and look at the playback because there's so much valuable information in here today.
No, absolutely. This was definitely a master class on marketing. Anybody that's trying to take their business to the next level or even get started with business, this is some useful information right here. I mean, people sell stuff like this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hundreds of dollars, sometimes thousands of dollars to attend, virtual
seminars and stuff. Yeah.
Type of information that you all just received here tonight. So give thanks. I'm hoping.
And also support. Make sure you're following him on his Instagram page. Again, it's poet_poetics, and that's POETIX. Make sure you guys are following him. You can also click the link in his bio. All the information to his website and everything that he has going on is there as well. So make sure you guys are tapped in with our brother Cater. And also his website, www.theagencymediagroup.com. Make sure you tap into the site. I don't hear you now. I don't hear you.
No, I was talking to him. I muted my mic real quick.
Oh, okay.
Talking to him. He's about to click back on in a second. And then we're going to go ahead and end the show in Godcast fashion. So he should be coming back in just a second, y'all. If you haven't done so already, make sure that you click that like button. If you're watching this on the replay, leave us some comments, man. Leave us some comments. Let us know what you got out of this. Also, again, make sure you guys are following our brother on Instagram. He is at what is the at? One second. At _poetics. _poetics, POETIX, _poetics on Instagram. Make sure y'all following him. And on YouTube, I believe it's the Family Business Podcast. Business Podcast. Y'all can go ahead and check out the interview that I did with him on there as well. Some real good stuff on there. We was chopping it up, talking about so FBA culture and us circling our wagons and just the lineage thing and all of that. We really got into it. So y'all go check that out as well. All right, here go my brother right here. My bad, bro. I ain't mean to kick you off the stage.
It was jumping in and out for a little bit. But,
it started freezing up, and I was trying to remove the slides, and I ended up kicking you off the stage. But we're gonna end this in Godcast fashion, the way that we normally do. But I wanted you to repeat what you were saying before I interrupted you, if you remember.
What part?
He was repeating the address
about,
to your spoken word. You were giving us.
Oh yeah, you was letting people know about the upcoming event.
Yeah.
Right. So it's gonna be August 18th. No doubt. It's gonna be August 18th, 6 p.m., 9 p.m. It's gonna be 200 Arizona Northeast, 200 Arizona Northeast, Arizona Ave Northeast, Atlanta, Georgia, and that's gonna be August 18th, 6 p.m., 9 p.m. The show is entitled "Some Things Just Gotta Be Said," and it's hosted and put together by a good friend of mine, Tracy Stanton, and she is at T-Spirit 2019 on Instagram, or at T-Spirit on Instagram. But yeah, this and it just in true fashion, in the fashion of the show, man, we just gotta do things for our people. We gotta be able to speak, give value, speak life into our people. And so I appreciate you having me on this platform. Sure.
If you got a flyer or anything, make sure you send it to me so I can share it out too.
It's on the Instagram. I'll send it to you right now.
Yeah, no doubt. And I'm gonna try to pull up.
But there's a couple links I got to see.
But go ahead, nicety girls. Time to get us up out of here now.
All right, Kate. I'm not sure if you looked at any of our content. Most people do sneak and do it, so they have their answers already prepared. But I'm going to ask anyway. What does freedom and power mean to you?
Okay. Yeah. What does freedom and power mean to me? Nah, I didn't. This is all. So power means to be able to, for me, to be able to create for ourselves, build for ourselves, dictate our own options and choices. Freedom to me means being able to honor our legacy, honor our ancestors, honor our glory, in the ways that best suited for our future generations. Creating creating a desirable future for us that our ancestors will respect and believe in.
Love that. Thank you.
And the last part, I got to put you on the Summer Jam screen. You got the microphone. The entire Black community is listening. What parting words would you like to leave us with tonight?
Oh, okay, cool. Do I have a what?
I said, you got the microphone right now.
Do I have a what? Hold on.
I know that there's a delay. There's a delay in the audio. For some reason, it's lagging behind a little bit. But what I was saying was, once I put you on the Summer Jam screen, the microphone is yours, and I want you to say whatever you need to say to the Black community, because the entire Black community is listening. So give us your final words on this broadcast.
Okay. Oh man, yeah, no, okay. Cool. Cool. I'm gonna say this, right? For Black people, for melanated people. Nah, I don't want, because to be honest with you, everything that I got is new. That I had fresh on my mind, and I'm still rehearsing it for the show. But I do want to speak to something though. I did a speaking engagement not too long ago, and the title of the speaking engagement was "Who Am I?" And it touches on the concept of who we are and where we come from. And so to everyone, we come from something. We come from something, and it's not something that attaches us to our physical identity. It's not something that attaches us to our profession. It's not something that attaches us to, where we were born and where we were raised. We come from something, a line, a lineage, a heritage, a glory, an ancestry. We come from something. And that something has been interrupted and has been, it's been played on because of media, because of television, because of these different things. but we have to honor what we came from. We have to honor who we came from. And that line is a spiritual line. So when I say, who am I always give the question of, I am a descendant of my ancestors and an extension of creation. Because who I am is a reflection of my spirit and not just my body. And so, especially when we start to strive forward, when we start to build our businesses, when we start to build our platforms, we got to remember where we came from. We got to remember who we came from. Because it's not enough to make a lot of money. We have a glory that we have to build, a glory that we have to resurrect, a legacy that we have to speak for. And so that's what I have to say for everybody in the community, everybody that's been watching. As we build, just remember who you are, remember where we came from. You know, we came from a great people, we came from a legacy. It's not just about riches, it's about being able to build a future that our ancestors will respect and honor.
There it is.
Nation building.
Appreciate that, good brother.
That's the Summer Jam School. No.
And so, yeah, once again, man, appreciate you coming on.
No doubt.
Everybody
Appreciate y'all
being with us tonight. Appreciate y'all being here with us tonight. Again, make sure that y'all do all of the YouTube stuff if you haven't done so already. Like, share, subscribe, leave us some comments, all of that good stuff. We at Godcast Enterprises out here on YouTube, as well as Sincere Love to God. Make sure y'all following me. I'm at Sincere Love to God on all social media platforms. Follow my sister, Nicely Girl with the number 1 on Instagram, and without the number one on X, formerly known as Twitter. And follow my brother, Poetics, @_Poetics on Instagram. And the YouTube channel is Family Business, right?
Yeah, the Family Business. We're gonna kick that one back off in a little bit, but I had to build some legs under myself, man. I had to do Family Business back.
No doubt. I just want people to know where to subscribe at. So, all right, family, that does it. Always remember, we are not the master teachers, but we are the master students and signal boosters for the voices of the new Black media. Peace and Black love.
Do for self or suffer the consequences. The wisdom of Elijah's inside of the conscientious. So I move.